everyone, and welcome back to the Daily English Lab podcast. So, picture this. You're deep into a season of your favorite English show. You're catching every joke, you're following every single plot twist. You feel completely locked in. And then, a real person, a native speaker, turns to you and asks something simple like, "So, what do you do?" And your mind just goes blank. It's a physical feeling, right? A freeze. The words you know are in there just vanish. The complex grammar you spent years memorizing evaporates. And you're left stammering, struggling for even basic words, feeling like a complete beginner, even though you just understood 2 hours of a dense political drama. If that's you, you are not alone. Let me say that again. You are not alone. This isn't a sign that you're bad at English or that you failed. It is the single most common and frustrating wall that almost every English learner hits. It's the gap between knowing something and actually doing it. In this episode, I'm not just going to explain why this happens. I'm going to give you a practical toolkit to smash through that wall. We're going to break the problem down piece by piece, and I'll give you 3 simple, powerful exercises you can start today to build that bridge from understanding English to speaking it. This isn't about learning more. It's about activating everything you already know. First off, let's just acknowledge the mountain of work you've already done. You've sat through years of classes, you've memorized verb charts, you've filled notebooks with vocabulary. You have a huge, impressive library of English knowledge stored in your brain. You can read a New York Times article, listen to a podcast, follow a recipe from a YouTube chef talking a mile a minute. Your comprehension, your receptive skill is fantastic. That is a massive accomplishment, and you should be proud of that. But then comes the paradox. The second the spotlight hits you, the moment you need to produce the language, it feels like someone locked the library and threw away the key. A simple chat at a coffee shop feels more terrifying than a university final. Why? Because understanding and speaking are not one skill. They are 2 completely different abilities, and they're trained in completely different ways. You've become a world-class spectator of the English language, but you haven't been training to get on the field and actually play the game. This tongue-tied feeling is incredibly common. It's having a ton of knowledge you just can't seem to grab when it counts. It's frustrating, it's demoralizing, and it can make you want to just give up. But I want you to reframe this. Don't see it as a failure. See it for what it is. The final boss battle of your English journey. It's the last big obstacle before you reach real, confident fluency. And today, we're giving you the strategy to win. So, why does this disconnect even exist? Why does it feel like your own brain is working against you? This has nothing to do with intelligence or talent. It's all about how our brains are wired. To put it simply, you have 2 different language brains, and you've only been working out one of them. Think of your passive knowledge as a massive, beautiful library. Every book on the shelf is a word or grammar rule you've learned. When you listen or read, someone is basically handing you the right book already open to the right page. The information is just given to you, and your only job is to recognize it. That's a receptive skill. But speaking? Speaking is a totally different job. Now you're the librarian. Someone asks you a question, and you have to sprint through the aisles, scan thousands of books, find the exact one, flip to the right page, pull out the info, and present it clearly. And that's an active skill, a skill of retrieval and production. Your library is huge, but your librarian is seriously out of practice. You haven't done the drills to make that retrieval process fast, efficient, and automatic. From a neuroscience perspective, this is a real thing. While it's a bit of a simplification, different parts of your brain handle these jobs. Wernicke's area is a superstar for language comprehension, processing what you hear and read. Broca's area is more tied to language production, the physical act of forming sentences and speaking. These two areas are connected, but for that connection to be lightning fast in a real conversation, it needs to be strengthened with constant, active practice. You've been giving Wernicke's area a killer workout, while Broca's area has been sitting on the couch eating chips. It's a classic case of what's called receptive bilingualism. You can understand a language, but can't speak it fluently. It's not a disorder, it's a direct result of how you learned. Okay, so speaking and listening are different skills. Got it. But what are the invisible forces that have been holding you back from training the speaking part of your brain? It usually comes down to three massive hidden barriers. Barrier 1, the academic trap. Think about how you learned English. For most of us, it was in a classroom, and we learned it like a science. The goal wasn't really communication. It was getting a good grade on the test. We were taught to dissect the language. We drew sentence diagrams. We memorized lists of irregular verbs. We were grilled on the difference between the past perfect and the present perfect continuous. We got points for being correct on paper, for picking the right answer in a multiple-choice question. This method is great for building that library we talked about, but it's terrible for training the librarian. It teaches you to be a language analyst, not a language user. It installs a slow, cautious translator in your head. When you want to say something, you think of it in your native language first. Then you start the slow, painful job of translating it word for word. After that, the grammar checker app you built in school boots up and starts scanning for errors. Is that the right preposition? Should I use the or a? Wait, is that verb supposed to be in the past tense? By the time you've run through that internal checklist, the moment is gone. The other person is just looking at you, waiting, and you panic. The whole system was built for slow, careful analysis, not the fast, messy, and imperfect reality of human conversation. Barrier 2, the crippling fear of mistakes. This one is huge, the emotional barrier. It's not just a fear of bad grammar. It's a deep social fear. The fear of sounding dumb. The fear of being judged. The fear that your accent makes you sound less than. The fear of someone laughing at you, or, even worse, giving you that look of confused pity because they have no idea what you just said. This fear is supercharged by something psychologists call the spotlight effect. The belief that people are paying way more attention to us than they actually are. We feel like a giant, harsh spotlight is following us around. lighting up every tiny mistake for the whole world to see. If you stumble on a word, you're convinced everyone in the room stopped, stared, and will remember it forever. The reality? Most people are in their own world. They're busy worrying about what they're going to say next, not the minor preposition error you just made. Communication is about connection and getting your message across, not perfection. But the fear is real, and it creates a nasty, vicious cycle. Fear of mistakes makes you avoid speaking. Avoiding speaking means you get no practice. No practice means you don't get better. And not getting better makes your fear and anxiety even worse. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that keeps you trapped in silence. Barrier 3. The practice desert. This last barrier is just about logistics. You can't learn to swim by reading books about swimming. You have to get in the water. In the same way, you cannot learn to speak English by only listening to it. Many learners live in what I call a practice desert. You're surrounded by English input, an ocean of Netflix, YouTube, and podcasts. But there's nowhere to actually practice. Maybe you live in a non-English speaking country. Maybe your job is in your native language. Maybe you're an introvert, and the thought of finding a conversation partner is just terrifying. This isn't a personal failing. It's a very common environmental problem. The modern world makes it incredibly easy to be a passive consumer of English, but doesn't automatically give you a safe place to be an active producer. Without a dedicated routine for speaking, the speaking muscle never gets built. It's like wanting to be a bodybuilder by only watching weightlifting tutorials. You might know all the theory, but you won't have any of the strength. So, we've got these 3 huge barriers: the academic trap, the fear of mistakes, and the practice desert. Sounds pretty hopeless, I know. But what if I told you there's a single, powerful mindset shift that helps you tear down all 3 at once? So, what's the solution? Here it is. This is the big aha moment. The core idea of this whole video. Stop treating English like a school subject and start treating it like a sport. Let that sink in for a second. English isn't history class. It's not biology. It's a performance skill, just like playing tennis, learning guitar, or dancing. And how do you get good at a sport? Not by reading the rulebook over and over. You get good by practicing. You get good by doing. Let's break down this analogy, because it's the key to everything. Rules, grammar. In tennis, you need to know the rules, where the lines are, how to keep score. That's your grammar and vocab. It's essential, but no tennis pro is thinking about the official rulebook during a fast volley. The rules are internalized so they can just play. Your goal is to internalize English grammar so you can just communicate. Drills, exercises. This is where the magic happens. A pro athlete spends most of their time on drills, hitting the same shot over and over, running the same play. These focused, repetitive exercises build muscle memory. Their bodies learn to do complex things automatically without thinking. This is exactly what we need to build for our mouths and brains. The exercises we're about to cover, those are your drills. Muscle memory, fluency. When you practice speaking over and over, your mouth, tongue, and brain start to connect the dots. Phrases and sentences start to just roll off the tongue. You stop thinking subject, verb, object. You just speak. That's fluency. It's not about knowing more words. It's about the automatic, effortless retrieval of the words you already have. Scrimmage, low-stakes practice. Before a big game, teams play practice matches or scrimmages. The score doesn't matter. The point is to try things, make mistakes, and build confidence in a safe space. This is your low-stakes practice, where you can talk without that fear of being judged. The big game, real conversation. This is that chat with a native speaker, the job interview, the presentation. If you've done your drills and your scrimmages, you can walk into the big game feeling confident and ready. The coach, you. And who's the coach here? It's you. You set the training schedule. You pick the drills. You hold yourself accountable and stay consistent. When you see English as a sport, the fear of mistakes just melts away. A missed backhand in tennis isn't a moral failure. It's just data. It tells the player, okay, my backhand needs work. A mistake in English is the exact same thing. It's not a sign you're stupid. It's just data, telling you, okay, I need to practice that th sound, or I should review that verb tense. It takes away the shame and replaces it with a practical, actionable plan. All right, welcome to the gym. Time to put the theory into practice. I'm giving you 3 powerful workout routines for your speaking muscles. These are your drills. They're designed to be done alone, in your own home, so you can build real confidence before you ever have to talk to another person. They are a direct attack on the barriers we just talked about. Exercise 1. Shadowing, the ultimate rhythm and flow trainer. What it is, shadowing isn't just repeating words. It's the art of real-time imitation. You listen to a native speaker and you speak along with them at the exact same time, trying to copy their pronunciation, rhythm, speed, and intonation, the music of the language, as perfectly as you can. You literally become their shadow. Why it works? This is a fantastic brain hack. It bypasses that slow, analytical translator in your head because you simply don't have time to think about grammar or translate. You are forced to connect your ears directly to your mouth, building and strengthening that neural pathway. It builds muscle memory for your mouth, improves your flow, and tunes your ear to how English naturally sounds. Here's a quick example. A simple sentence. I'm going to the store to pick up some bread and milk. A native speaker doesn't say, I am going to the store. It sounds more like, I'm gonna the store to pick up some bread and milk. Shadowing is what teaches you that natural, connected speech. Exercise 2. Active narration. Narrate your life. What it is. This is exactly what it sounds like. You describe what you are doing, seeing, and thinking out loud in English as you go about your day. You become the narrator of your own life movie. Why it works. This exercise builds the ultimate bridge from passive to active vocabulary. It forces you to grab and use the everyday words for the things all around you. It directly connects English to your physical world, making the words stick. Most importantly, it's the best way to start thinking in English, which is the key to breaking that bad habit of translating in your head. How to do it, step by step. 1. Start tiny. Don't try to narrate your whole day. You'll burn out. Pick one simple 5-minute activity. Making your morning coffee or tea is perfect. 2. Use simple sentences. You're not trying to be a poet. Keep it simple. Okay, I'm walking into the kitchen. I'm opening the cupboard. I'm taking out my favorite mug. Now I need coffee. Where's the coffee? Ah, here it is. I'm scooping the coffee into the filter. 3. The don't know the word rule. This is the most important part. You'll definitely hit a word you don't know. Let's say you're making eggs and don't know spatula. Do not stop. This is a crucial moment. Don't go for your phone. Instead, describe it. Say, now I need that flat thing, the thing I use to flip the eggs. You just communicated successfully, solving the problem creatively, which is what real conversation is all about. Then, after you're done, you can look up spatula. 4. Expand your world. Once you're comfortable with one activity, add another. Narrate your commute. Narrate your walk. Narrate getting ready for bed. I'm so tired. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm putting toothpaste on the toothbrush. I know this is a lot of info, and we've gone deep, but I really hope you're starting to see that this problem isn't a life sentence. It's a puzzle that can be solved. You just need the right strategy. If you're having that aha moment, if this is clicking for you, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. My whole mission here is to give you practical, no-fluff advice just like this, to help you finally become the confident, fluent English speaker you know you can be. Knowing these exercises is one thing. Doing them is something else entirely. The biggest enemy of progress is trying to do too much too soon. You're probably feeling motivated right now and thinking, great, I'm going to practice speaking for an hour every day. Please do not do that. You will burn out in less than a week. The key to success is consistency, and the key to consistency is to build a habit that is too small to fail. The power of 5 minutes. Your new commitment isn't an hour a day, it's 5 minutes a day. That's it. Everyone has 5 minutes. It's so small, it's almost impossible to make an excuse. You can shadow one 30-second clip. You can narrate brushing your teeth. You can have a 2-minute chat with an AI. Habit stacking. The easiest way to build a new habit is to stack it onto an old one. Don't rely on willpower. Link it to something you already do without thinking. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will narrate drinking it. Right after I turn on my work computer, I will do one shadowing drill. When I get in the car to go home, I will have a 3-minute AI chat before I start driving. Track your wins. Get a calendar. Every day you do your 5 minutes, draw a big, satisfying X on that day. Your goal isn't to be fluent tomorrow. Your goal is to not break the chain. Seeing a chain of 5, 10, 20 X's in a row is incredibly motivating. It proves to yourself that you're the kind of person who shows up. You're not just building a skill, you're building an identity. We have covered a lot today. We've torn apart the frustration. We've looked at the science of why understanding is easier than speaking, and we've laid out a concrete, actionable game plan. The main thing I want you to walk away with is this. You don't have an English knowledge problem, you have an English practice problem. That gap that feels like a giant canyon between the English you know and the English you want to speak, it's not empty. It's a space that needs to be filled with action. You build the bridge across that canyon one small, consistent step at a time. Remember your new workout plan. 1. Shadowing, to train your mouth and tune your ear to the music of English. 2. Active narration, to start thinking in English and unlock your everyday vocabulary. 3. AI conversation, to practice real-world situations in a zero-judgment zone. The English you dream of speaking isn't hiding in some future textbook. It's already inside you. It's in every movie you've understood, every song you've learned, every podcast you followed. Your job is no longer to be a passive collector of knowledge. Your job is to become an active user of the knowledge you already have. You have everything you need. Now it's time to build the skill. So, I have a challenge for you, a simple one. For the next 7 days, I want you to pick just one of the 3 exercises we talked about. Just one. And I want you to do it for only 5 minutes a day. That's it. One exercise, 5 minutes a day for 7 days. Then come back to this video and leave a comment below. Tell me which exercise you chose and how it felt. I want to hear your stories, your breakthroughs, and even your struggles. I read every single comment, and your journey will inspire so many other people who are in the exact same spot you're in right now. That wall in front of you is real, but it is not permanent. It can be broken down brick by brick. Let's start breaking it down together. Your journey to confident speaking doesn't start tomorrow. It starts right now. Thanks for watching.